Back in October 2013, Transworld Sport met up with a 16-year-old tennis talent who just won the US Open Junior title. Placed at 528 in the world rankings, Borna Ćorić had high ambitions for his 2014 season.
Next season, I want to get into the top 250 in the world. That would be a huge achievement, but of course I know it's going to be tough. Getting into the top 250 would mean I would have the chance to play in the Grand Slams, and that's my main goal.
Fast forward to 2015, and we headed to Borna's hometown of Zagreb to catch up again with the 18-year-old Croatian. By the end of 2014, he'd surpassed his ranking goal by breaking into the ATP Top 100, and the teenager is currently ranked 55th in the world.
I didn't expect to end the year inside the top 100, although some people told me that I could make it, as I'd worked hard all year, and I knew that my efforts would pay off sooner or later. It did surprise me a little, but I think I can do even better.
Last August, Borna qualified for the US Open, his first appearance in the main draw of a Grand Slam. He upset 29th seed Lucas Rosol in the first round in straight sets, before falling to Victor Estrella Burgos in the second round. A few weeks after the US Open, Borna went on to win his first challenger title in Turkey.
It was an excellent feeling winning that title in Turkey, especially in terms of boosting my confidence. I proved to myself that I could beat players inside the top 100, players who have been in the game for some time. It felt great, and to know that the victory also helped improve my ranking was good too.
In October, Borna provided further proof that he's one of the future stars of the sport with his performance at the ATP event in Basel. In the quarter-finals, he sent shockwaves around the tennis world with a straight-sets victory over Rafael Nadal.
It wasn't what I expected when I went there. I knew it was a strong tournament, and I was just hoping to get through the first round. I beat Gulbis in the first round and played a really good match. Then I drew Golubev. Lots of people tend to forget that match, because I beat Nadal the following day. But that match in the second round was so far the best match I've played in my life. When it comes to Nadal, I played well, and some crucial moments turned to my advantage. But he wasn't playing his best tennis. From that victory, I proved to myself that I could play and compete against one of the top 10 players in the world. Again, that gave me a lot of confidence.
Although Borna lost in the Basel semi-finals, his victories over two top 20 players saw him break into the world's top 100, becoming the youngest player to do so since Nadal in 2003. Soon after this breakthrough, Borna began working full-time with Croatian Davis Cup captain Željko Krajan.
When I first saw him, he had this desire to succeed, to be the best in the world, to push himself to the limit. That was quite a challenge for me, to work with a player who has such a strong desire for success. He lives for tennis and is devoted to the sport. Together, I believe that we can achieve great things. His dedication and willingness to work hard and progress are qualities that I have within me, so in turn I look for those qualities in other players. And in that respect, we kind of found each other.
At the end of the 2014 season, the ATP presented Borna with their Star of Tomorrow award at the O2 Arena in London. Previous winners include the likes of Marat Safin, Andy Roddick and Rafael Nadal. Coach Krajan understands how important the forthcoming years will be for Borna if he's to progress to their level.
I think that the next 2 to 3 years will be crucial in his development. As a very successful junior, his transition from the junior ranks to the seniors was quite quick. After he reached the top 100 and won against Nadal, that gave him lots of confidence. But on the other hand, it also put a lot of pressure on him, as the expectations are now much higher. He must carry on winning during the next 2 or 3 seasons, and he needs to successfully get through all of the ups and downs that come with tennis. So like I said, the next few years will be very important for him and his development.
Borna started 2015 with some first-round losses, including defeats at the Australian Open and the Zagreb indoors. Returning to his hometown brought plenty of media interest, something Borna is beginning to get used to.
The interest doesn't bother me that much, although there are some times when I would like some privacy. But when I decided to become a professional tennis player, I knew that dealing with the press and media was all part of the job. It's something that all of the top players have to deal with. It's actually a sign that you're successful. So now I accept it and try to enjoy it. And when you enjoy something, it does make it much easier.
One man who knows how to deal with that pressure all too well is Goran Ivanisevic. The 2001 Wimbledon champion is a huge star in his home country and still has a busy media schedule, despite retiring from competitive tennis over a decade ago. Idolized by Borna, Goran has always had faith in the young Croatian.
He is the youngest player in the top 100, which is a big thing for Croatian tennis, as well as world tennis. He won against Nadal and Gulbis and showed the world what he is all about. I could foresee that he would enter the top 100 last year, but he didn't believe me. I would now predict that he is going to make the world's top 10. How high exactly is entirely down to him. Croatia should be happy to have such young tennis players who are the best in the world as juniors. The future looks very bright.
Since our visit to Zagreb, Borna has once again made the semi-finals of an ATP event after defeating another top 10 player. Despite losing in qualifying, Borna made the main draw in Dubai as a lucky loser and enjoyed a straight sets win over Andy Murray in the quarters. Although he lost to multiple Grand Slam champion Roger Federer in the semis, Borna once again proved he is a star on the rise.
I think he could go very far, maybe even to the top of the tennis world. He has the talent, the motivation, and the desire to be the best, which is what separates the champions from the very good players. The next 2 or 3 years may determine his career, but he could go very far, and I am confident that he will. There are no limits for him.
After Marin Cilic became the second Croatian man to win a Grand Slam singles title last year, we wouldn't be surprised if Borna Ćorić became the third in the near future. Subscribe now to our YouTube channel for the very best of Trans World Sports.